Thanks for stopping by my Teacher Pay Teacher store. My name is Jason McClure, and this is Algebra Help Desk. We're looking at our Verbal Expressions Bundles. I'm a big fan of differentiation. So in this bundle, we have entry-level worksheets, and this is for students who are either struggling or new to the topic or standard. The emerging, well, that's for the students who understand the basics, but they're not quite ready for the twists and turns that you'll see in our expert level worksheets. Just kind of scroll through this so you can see what you're getting. Each worksheet comes with some student self-reflection questions. They also have an answer key. I like the student self-reflection questions. One is learning and creating lifelong learners. We got to train kids how to ask like self-reflection questions. So here they are. A lot of times this isn't modeled to them by the time they get to us in the 7th, 8th, 9th grade, whatever it is you're teaching this. But you know, what problems are difficult? What problems are easy? What problems do you need help with? It's important that we teach students how to self-reflect and think about these questions so they can verbalize their struggles to us so we can help them. In addition, I've got some classroom questions. So if an administrator comes in, I like to create resources that are observation ready. So an administrator walks in, whether it's formal or informal, here's 10 questions. We've got a compare and contrast. We've got a real world connection. We've got an error analysis, flexibility. We've got some evaluating strategies, identifying patterns, critiquing examples, purpose improvements, creating problems, developing rules. So all of these, they fit into that higher order thinking that we want from our students. Lastly, here's a learning activity that I've included. It's a low material, high engagement activity. All you need is index cards and markers. So you do this lesson, you got 20 minutes left. Here's a learning activity you can do to keep the classroom moving in the right direction. Because you know the last thing you want with 9th graders is error in the conversation. But here's some verbal expressions that you can use. You can divide students up in a group, distribute the cards, translate the equations. There's a peer review, class discussion. I've included some extensions and an assessment. So once again, you're surprised with an observation. You've got this learning activity to close out the day. The emerging, notice with the emerging questions or worksheets, they're just setting up an equation. As I mentioned earlier, the entry, we're just writing verbal expressions. The emerging, we're writing equations. And with the expert, we're going to solve them. We've added one more self-reflection question. What questions do you have? At this point, they should have some question. And sometimes as a teacher, I would make a rule that you have to ask at least one question. It may be nonsensical, but you've got to do that to help train students to ask questions, because asking questions, it's a skill. We've got the same 10 classroom discussion, observation ready questions, and we have the same learning activity. The expert level, you scroll up here, they're going to solve equations. So we're evaluating these algebraic expressions and we're finding the answer. So what is 8 less than 30? Well, 8 less than 30 is 30 minus 8, that's 22, but they need to set up that equation. What is 11 more than 40? What's 8 plus 62? So yes, these are kind of easier equations, but once again, verbal expressions is taught at the very beginning of the year. We also have some multiplication. What's the product of 7 and 9? What's twice 7? So here's our bundle. We've got, once again, we've got entry, emerging, and expert. If you have any questions, just let me know.